Hello everyone, I welcome you all to this session. In today's session we'll discuss about Module 4. So in that we'll discuss about IC 555 timer. So IC 555 timers are used to generate time delays or oscillations. In most of the electronic circuits to generate time delays or oscillations we'll use this IC 555 timers. And it's having huge application, and it's used to generate time delays in terms of microseconds to hours. So this IC 555 timer is having 8 pins. It is in dual DIP packages, and it is used in many applications like oscillators, then pulse width modulation, then to generate timer circuits, and all use this. And here we will discuss about the pin configuration of IC 555 timers. Then we'll discuss about the functional diagram of IC 555 timer, and the application of IC 555 timer. In the your syllabus we mentioned astable multivibrators. So basically there are two types of multivibrators. That is, one is monostable multivibrator, other one is astable multivibrators. So here we will discuss about astable multivibrators. So introduction. Your IC 555 timer. It's having 8 pins, and as I mentioned, it is in dual DIP packages and 8 pins. It looks like a op-amp. The 555 IC was designed in 1971 by Hans Kamenzind under contract to Signitex Corporations. And basically 555 timer is a highly stable circuit used to generate time delays or oscillations. As I mentioned, it is used to generate different time delays, and in oscillator circuits also use this IC. A single 555 timer can provide the time delays ranging from microseconds to hours. And it operates from a wide range of power supplies ranging from plus 5 volt to plus 18 volt supply voltages. So you can give a VCC from plus 5 volt to plus 18 volt. So this is a major advantage. You can work under low voltage also, that is 5 volt, and you can increase the voltage till 18 volts. Next we'll discuss about the pin configuration. What is the function of each pin, and then again we'll discuss about the functional diagram of IC 555 timer. Then we'll go for applications. This is a pin configuration of IC 555 timer. So here pin number 1 is ground. The pin number 2 is trigger. Generally, to give input signal, you use this. A trigger input will give to the pin number 2. Pin number 3 is output. The pin number 4 is a reset. And here pin number 8 is VCC. The supply voltage will be given, that is ranging from plus 5 volt to plus 18 volt. Then pin number 7 is a discharge. The capacitor in the application like astable and monostable multivibrator, the discharging will take place through this pin number 7. And pin number 6 is a threshold, and pin number 5 is control. So here 2 is the input and the 3 is output. This is a pin configuration of IC 555 timer. Next, the functional diagram of IC 555 timer is, this is a functional diagram. It's having 3 resistance at the value 5 kilo ohm, and 2 comparators. Basically it is like op-amp. One is upper comparator, the other one is lower comparator. We are having one flip-flop, it is SR flip-flop. 2 transistors, Q1 and Q2. One is to reset, another one is, as I mentioned, is a discharge pin or discharge cap transistor. And the one more block we call it as invert. And here the pin numbers also mentioned. This is 8 is VCC, and here it is ground. Pin number 8, pin number 1. And this is pin number 6 is threshold, pin number 5 is control. And the pin number 2 is a trigger, that is like an input here. Pin number 7 is a discharge. And the pin number 3 is output, and pin number 4 is a reset. And the one transistor, this is Q1 is NPN transistor and Q2 is a PNP transistor. And this is a flip-flop, SR flip-flop. We should know the working of flip-flops. It is basically a sequential circuit having two inputs and two output. We'll call it as a Q and Q bar. Q is output and Q bar is a complement of that. And here R indicates reset and S indicates set. And the truth table for RS flip-flop I'll explain while explaining the working of your comparators and all. Now here the name 555 timer, basically because of this 3 resistance, 5 kilo ohm, 5 kilo ohm resistance is used, and here it is acting like a voltage divider. So at this point we'll give a VCC, and here at this point we'll get the voltages 2 by 3 of VCC. By using voltage divider rule, the voltage at this point will be 2 by 3 VCC. Similarly, voltage at this point will be 1 by 3 VCC. So 1 by 3 VCC, that is obtained based on the resistance R and R, and we'll apply a voltage divider rule and we'll get the voltage as 2 by 3 VCC, 1 by 3 VCC, and this is ground. Now this is a threshold, and here you can observe for the upper comparator. So the upper comparator is positive, means non-inverting terminal, and this is inverting terminal, and the one input is threshold, other one is control. And here at this point we are having the voltage 2 by 3 VCC. Now the working of this upper comparator will be the two conditions. Actually the comparator means it will compare the two voltages which is applied to the non-inverting input and inverting input. Suppose threshold voltage is greater than 2 by 3 VCC, 2 by 3 VCC, because the output of the comparator is given to the flip-flop with the R input here, reset input. The upper output of a lower comparator is given to the set input. Now when the threshold is greater than 2 by 3 VCC, and this upper comparator, its output will be 1, so R will be 1, 2 by 3 VCC. When the threshold is less than 2 by 3 VCC, then the upper comparator output will be 0, then R will be 0. So input here will provide for this flip-flop will be R will be 0. So this is the working of the upper comparators. Similarly, the lower comparator, we are having the one input is this. The voltage at this point will be 1 by 3 VCC, that is given to the non-inverting input. And for inverting input, we will apply a trigger. The trigger, that is pin number 2. Now the working of this lower comparator here, because the input is given to the trigger input here, it is acting like an inverting comparator, whereas this is acting like a non-inverting comparator. When the trigger voltage is less than 1 by 3 VCC, this output will be 1 here. Less than 1 by 3 VCC, output will be 1, so the S logic will be 1. When trigger input is greater than 1 by 3 VCC, the S logic will be 0. So S will be 0. Okay, so depends upon the upper comparator and lower comparator, and depends upon this voltages. It is 2 by 3 VCC, 1 by 3 VCC. Either upper comparator will be 1 or lower comparator will be 1. This is the working of this upper comparator, lower comparator. That output of upper comparator is given to the flip-flop. Basically, it is SR flip-flop. And you know the working of SR flip-flop is the truth table is when R is 0 and S is 0, it will maintain the previous state. There is no changes, the previous state. When R is 0, S is 1. When R is 0, S is 1, the output Q will be 1, whereas the complement of this will be 0. So set input is 1, the output will be 1, and its complement is 0. When R is 1, S is 0, the output will be 0 and its complement is 1. When 1, 1, it is not considered. See, it is indeterminate. So 1 output is not defined. So this is about the SR flip-flop. Now you can observe here this Q bar is connected to the transistor Q1. When this Q bar is 1, this transistor will be activated. So that is directly connected to the discharge. So the discharge will happen to this transistor. When the transistor is on, it is acting like a switch, and the discharge will be happens through this resistor, this transistor. And again it is connected to the inverter also. So when this is 1, output will be 0. When Q bar is 0, output will be 1. It's about the inverter logic. And again this Q bar is given to the reset transistor here. This is also. And to reset the timer, you are using this transistor here, Q2, and that depends upon this. So this is a functional diagram of a IC555 timer. 3 resistors used, and it is acting like a voltage divider, and the 2 comparators, 1 flip-flop and 2 transistors. Discuss about the application of 555 IC. The modes of operation. The 555 IC timer application can be classified into 2 main categories. The one is monostable multivibrators, or the one is astable multivibrators. The monostable multivibrator, it will produce a single pulse. As the name itself, mono means single pulse. When triggered, it will produce a stable single pulse when it is triggered. So you are providing the trigger input here. Based on that, it will produce a stable single pulse. Multivibrators means it will provide something like oscillations in the. The astable multivibrator means A means it's a free running multivibrators. There is stable is not here, will not get a stable state, and it will produce a square wave and will not apply any trigger input here. So it will produce a square wave without applying any trigger input. So in your syllabus we discussed about astable multivibrators only. The monostable multivibrator is not mentioned. And the astable multivibrator is also called as a free running multivibrators, and here you will not apply a trigger input. So we'll discuss about astable multivibrators. This is a circuit diagram of a astable multivibrator using IC555. So astable multivibrator is also known as a free running multivibrator. And the astable do not need any trigger pulse. For external trigger pulse is not required to change the output. So you are not applying any trigger input here. The period for low and high can be calculated based on the resistor and capacitor value that connected at the outside the triangle. So here the on period and the off period, that is low and high, can be calculated based on these 2 resistance and 1 capacitor. So this is a circuit diagram of astable multivibrators, and you are using different pins, and as I mentioned, 3 is output here, and you are expecting a square pulse. This is on period and this is the off period. And this is, you can observe the connections. So the pin numbers are connected. 8 is VCC and the 4 is connected to the same point. And 7 is your discharge. The 6 is the threshold, and the 2 is a trigger input, is connected to the same point. And the 1 is connected to ground, and the 5, this control pin, is also connected through a capacitance 0.001 microfarad. This RA and RB are the 2 resistance, external resistance, and C is one more resistance, it is connected over here. And the output will get based on the charging and discharging time of the capacitor. Usually the capacitor charges through this resistance RA and RB, whereas it will discharge through the resistance RB. So we'll check the detailed diagram of this astable multivibrators. I'll explain the working of that. So this is a basic diagram, and we'll consider what is charging time, what is discharging time, and what is the output waveform we'll get. Then we'll discuss about what is duty cycle. Then we'll find out the equation for a time. Now this is a detailed diagram of astable multivibrators, and by using a functional diagram of IC355 timer. I used two comparators here, the two comparators mentioned, and the flip-flop, and this is your discharge transistor, and the resistance RA and RB. The one end of RA is connected to the pin number 8, and here VCC is connected, 3 resistance here, that is the value 5 kilo ohm each, 2 resistance RA and RB, and 1 capacitance C. Now the working of the circuit is usually this C charges through a resistance RA and RB, and discharge through RB. And as soon as the power supply is on, this capacitor starts to charge through a resistance RA and RB. And it charges the voltage at this point. You can observe, this voltage at this point, it will be initially 0. Then when you know that in the condition the lower comparator, when the voltage is less than 1 by 3 VCC, here the set input is 1. Set input is 1 and here R is 0 and S is 1, and this is Q bar. Q bar will be 0. That is given to the inverter, then so the output will be 1. So when voltage is less than 1 by 3 VCC, you are getting the output as 1. So capacitor charges when it reaches 2 by 3 VCC, or when voltage will be greater than 2 by 3 VCC, this R is become 1, and at the same time SL becomes 0. So when R is 1, S is 0, the output Q is 0, whereas Q bar is 1. So that is given to the inverter. So inverter output will be 0. So the output will get 0. This is about the working. And at the same time, this 1 is given to this transistor, and this transistor will be on. So it is acting like a switch. So this will be short circuited. Capacitor starts to discharge through this resistance RB. So it depends upon the voltage at this point and this point. Now I'll show the waveform. Based on that, I'll explain about this. So this is a detailed diagram of astable multivibrator and the functional diagram of 555 IC. So here you can observe the waveform. So this is the output waveform. Now you can observe, you can get the output of a pin number 3. That pin number 3 will get this type of output, and this is the voltage across the capacitor voltage. And initially we will consider the voltage is 0, as when we will switch on the circuit, when it reaches 1 by 3 VCC, so you can consider the output is 1 only. The 1 means VCC and 0 means 0. So capacitor charges, and the voltage will be 0. When this voltage is greater than 2 by 3 VCC, the upper comparator will become 1. That indicates that R is 1. R is 1, the flip-flop output will be 0. The Q bar will be 1. So the output will become 0. So it will directly go to 0. So when it is 0, the capacitor starts to discharge. Again, when the voltage is becomes less than 1 by 3 VCC, it starts to charge. When it is greater than 2 by 3 VCC, discharge. So when capacitor charges, we will get the on time. Your voltage will get on time, and when capacitor resistors, you will get off time. So this is TH. The output will be high here, and this is your TL. Now in terms of equation here, the TH means high period, and I write in terms of a natural logarithm, that is lane 2, and so we can write it as 0.693, and charges through a resistance RA plus RB into C. So time constant, generally we write it as R into C. And when it is discharging, it will take a path through a resistance RB. So I'll write it as 0.69 into RB into C. So this is about the charging time and the discharging time, or high time and the low time. And the period T is given by, that is TH plus TL. So if I'll add this, I'll get the equation as 0.693 RA plus 2 into RB into C. So adding these two terms, TH and TL. I know that frequency will be given by 1 over time, so 1 over period. So that will be given by 1 by TH plus TL. And if I'll inverse of this, I'll get 1.44 divided by RA plus 2RB into C. Now the duty cycle, because here you'll write in terms of duty cycle. Duty cycle means it is a ratio of on period by total period. In terms of percentage, we'll multiply by 100. So the on period is TH and the total period is TH plus TL, or I time by total period. So you know I have the equation there, the 0.693 RA plus RB into C divided by 0.693 RA plus 2RB into C. So 0.693 get cancels, C get cancels, we'll get RA plus RB divided by RA plus 2RB into RT. So this is about the duty cycle, the percentage of duty cycle. So this is the working of astable multivibrators. If they'll ask astable multivibrators means the circuit diagram and mention this waveform, the output voltage and the voltage across the capacitor. And here you can observe it will generate a square wave without the application of any trigger input. So this circuit is called as the free running multivibrators, and here there is no stable state. It is not a stable state, it will be running. You'll get high and low, something like this. On period and off period will be fluctuating. So it is called as free running multivibrators. So we have discussed about a 555 timer and the introduction to the 555 timer, and it is mainly used to generate different time delays, and it is used in oscillations and all to generate different type of frequencies and all. Use this, and it is a very stable circuit, and it is to generate time delay in terms of microseconds to hours. And then we discussed about the pin configuration. It's having a 8 pins in dual package. And discussed about the functional diagram of IC 555 timer. And the application of 555 timer, there are two modes of operations. The one is monostable and the other one is astable multivibrator. So we discussed about circuit diagram of astable multivibrator, the working of astable multivibrator, and the output and the voltage across the capacitor. So this is about the IC 555 timer. Thank you.